All right, in the last couple lessons, we used the sort values method along with our in-place parameter to change our original series. Let's get back to our original shape by re-importing our CSVs with the two read CSV methods. So now we're back with our series in their original order. And in this lesson, we're going to use the Pokemon series. So let's take a look at it. So it's currently sorted in no order. It's just the way that it was imported within our CSV. We have the automatically generated index to the left. It's numeric. It starts at 0. We're all hopefully familiar with this by this point. Let's go ahead and call the sort values method. And by default, the sort values method is going to sort a string series alphabetically. So there we have the Pokemon in alphabetical order. Let's say we want to do it in reverse alphabetical order. I could change the argument to the ascending parameter to be false instead of true. That gives me a series where the values are sorted in reverse alphabetical order. Once I'm satisfied with this, I can go ahead and overwrite the current series in my Pokemon variable by changing the argument to the in-place parameter from false to true. And so now if I take a look at my first 3 rows of the Pokemon series, there I have the end of the alphabet, the end of the line, the beginning of my reverse sort. Now, as you can see, because we're sorting by values, the index positions, the index labels have been completely shuffled out of order. We can see here 717, 633, and 40, and so on. So how can we bring it back to its original sorted shape? Well, of course, the cheater's way is just to re-import the CSV. That always brings us back to the original way it was. That's why we do it at the start of each lesson. But there's a much more elegant way to do it. So if we think about it, you remember that the original shape of the series had that default numeric index that starts at 0. So if we could just sort that index again and have it proceed in ascending order from 0 to the end, we're going to get our values back in the order that they were originally in. So the complementary method to the sort values method is the sort index method. So we're going to do Pokemon dot to call a method. It's going to be sort underscore index. And we need parentheses at the end, and it operates exactly as you'd imagine. It sorts the series by the index rather than by the string values here. So here we have 0 show up first and proceed all the way to the end of the index. And if we put our mouse cursor within those parentheses, hold our shift key and press tab, we can see the documentation, and we can observe that many of the parameters are identical to the sort values method. So predictably, we also have an ascending parameter here, and it also has a default argument of true. So if I change that around to ascending equals false, this time around, it's going to sort the index in reverse order or descending order. So the index labels or positions with the highest numbers, or the end of the data set, are going to show up first, and the ones with the lowest ones are going to show up at the end. So this is basically like taking our original series and kind of flipping it around. And if we want to make this change permanent, we just, again, have to change the in-place parameter to true. Now let's just keep this true for now so we can bring it back to its original shape. So let's preview it before we change the in-place. There we have our original series. It's sorted by the index. It starts at 0 and proceeds upwards. I'm satisfied. I've got it back to my original shape. I can now use in-place equals true here to overwrite the series that's currently in Pokemon. It's not going to show me anything, but if I re-execute that cell above, which is going to give me the first 3 rows of Pokemon as it is, it's going to overwrite this result, which is currently just that previously sorted series, but now we've sorted it again by index. So you can see the first 3 rows are the values with the index positions 0, 1, 2, as it should be. So the sort index method is complementary to sort values. It sorts by index. It operates on kind of the exact same syntactical structure. Just call it on a series, provided the parentheses. It has an ascending parameter that determines whether it's ascending or descending in terms of sorting, and it also has the exact same in-place parameter. When set to true, it overwrites the value or the series in the original variable Pokemon. So that's the sort index method in Pandas.